Now, The Hunt Palmer Show.
Waiting to rise again.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show. Brought to you by Quirks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This is the moment you've all been waiting for.
Locking down the middle of the day. Live from the Raising Cane studio. This is Hunt Palmer.
Welcome into a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Taylor Sharp sitting in the host chair for our guy, Hunt Palmer. He decided to take a last-minute vacation, and, nothing wrong with that right before football season, but I'm going to call out our guy a little bit because I was listening earlier this week, and Hunt said, or maybe he told me this in the hallway. I don't remember. I got a lot going on right now. But Hunt said, I was going to take a vacation, a little bit of a shorter week. I was like, hey, next week's a game week when I come back. I'm like, nope, Hunt, there's a whole 7-day window there. LSU plays in 2 weeks. So our guy, a little bit of a mix-up there. No big deal. We are here. We are rocking and rolling here on this Friday. Taylor Sharp here with you. Jordan Kitchens, Cassie Spazzali. Jordan?
Yes, sir.
The little man.
What's going on?
He's a month old today.
Oh, wow.
Bro,
congratulations, Razor.
We are flying by.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you're going to be driving.
I don't know how the emotions have been at home today. I did a quick check-in earlier. Okay. Vibes are high. But the month milestone, like, my mom's texting me, oh, my God, I can't believe it's already a month old. I'm like, well, tell me about it.
Yeah, tell me.
No, I know.
I bet I can believe it.
Oh, I was telling Kate earlier, he's long, okay? Like, he was 22 inches at birth.
Okay.
He's a long boy. He's grown out of all the newborn onesies, so we've had to cut the feet out because of the 3-month, which is the next size up, swallow him. Looks like he's wearing a giant pillowcase. So we're in for it. Already out of newborn diapers. He's in the size 1. So, dude, we're rolling.
Are we talking like a future offensive lineman or like a basketball player type of? What are we looking at right here? Like, are we talking like this kid's going to be a left tackle for LSU?
I'm writing it down. Like, we're going to get an NIL deal somewhere. We're going to make some money off this kid.
Sound like a big baby right now.
Right, like you got to earn your keep.
Yeah.
I was thinking tire drills in the backyard at 5, but because he's so long, I'm thinking we bump that up to about 3. I think that's appropriate.
Put a ball in his hand, see if he's going to dunk it.
So, we'll see what happens with that. They said it was like 97th percentile lengthwise, which seems high.
That's like top percent of babies.
So, we'll see.
We're doing baby analytics at the moment.
Well, look,
it's a Friday.
My best friend, real short. His wife's even shorter than him. Their baby was 21 inches. Mine was 22. So it can all even out at some point. But he was a long boy at birth nonetheless. Okay, look, we got a lot to hit on today. I mean, too much to where like I am leaving stuff out of the show at this point. We are going to have Preston Guy at 1:15. We're going to talk a little of that TRO. I'm not going to go off on the tangent that everybody else did. I understand this is a week-old news. I want to look at some players that could potentially help LSU because whether you like the ruling or not, they're going to play college football next year because, well, you can sue and get a temporary restraining order and do whatever you want if you're a college athlete. So that is something that is going to occur. So we're going to look in the 2 o'clock hour, maybe some players that can help, maybe a little NFC South preview. Right now, I want to look at a little bit of Saints-Rams. The Saints are out in Inglewood, California to take on the Rams. Game tomorrow, preseason game 2 at 3 p.m. But before we do that, let's get the show started.
Welcome to the big league.
It's time for Hunt's Opening Drive. Presented by Fabry Chevrolet GMC in St. Francisville.
New Orleans Saints, Los Angeles Rams, week 2 of the preseason. Saints coming off of a 24-20 loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Rams, on the other hand, well, it was all about Ty Simpson in game 1. He looked really good. So they will play each other tomorrow. I don't care about the result of this or any preseason game for that matter. I want to look at some certain things. So, Jordan, I'm gonna throw this out to you, okay? Some storylines, and you, as a guy who is a lifelong Saints fan,
yep, bleed it.
Tell me if you're gonna be on a. You bleed black and gold?
Yeah, you cut me right open right now.
Mine's red. Mine's red. But
okay.
The quarterback battle between Zach Wilson and Spencer Rattler, does that interest you?
It doesn't necessarily interest me, but it is interesting to say that Spencer Rattler was our starting quarterback week 1 of last year, and now we're in.
There's a chance he's 13, man. I mean, Ross put out the report of the joint practice yesterday with the Rams, and look, Shuck's not going to play a lot of preseason. I don't want him to.
Maybe a drive. I'll take a drive, but not this one. Next preseason game.
It was Wilson that was getting the first reps instead of Rattler. It switched from the joint practice to the Cowboys. We'll see what happens. Rattler got the start last week. Does Wilson? I don't believe they've announced the starter yet. I was looking for it right before the show. We'll see. So that's a little bit interesting to me. But okay, kicker battle between Tanner Brown and Charlie Smith. You keeping an eye on it?
Most definitely.
I think Tanner Brown's going to wrap it up. The way all the reports are going, he was 2 for 2. Charlie Smith 0 for 1. Again, a little erratic, but something to keep an eye on. All right, how about this? Bryce Lance was running as high as wide receiver 2 some points in the joint practice this week. We saw Bub Means. We saw Barryon Brown. Depending on how much Bryce Lance play, you keeping an eye on Bryce Lance?
Well, with no Jordan Tyson, you kind of have to just see who's one of these guys. Like, somebody has to step up. So with no Jordan Tyson, I think it's like a free-for-all right now at the wide receiver spot because you said those 3 guys, but a sneaky guy that's been making plays in practice, and he made a couple plays against the game against the Jaguars was Trey Palmer, the guy from Tampa Bay, Louisiana kid. So I think that with Jordan Tyson, that big void missing now, it's like a free-for-all. Like, who wants it bad enough? That's where I feel. So, yeah, I'm all in on Bryce Lance, Barryon, Trey Palmer, whoever wants the job. Prove me wrong. Bub Memes, too. Prove me wrong.
All right, so what's your number one thing? Like, tomorrow's score doesn't matter, obviously. What is your number one thing you're watching?
Definitely watching to see who's going to pop out at receiver, most definitely, because somebody's going to have to pop out. Definitely got I'll say number 2 will probably go towards cornerback. Quincy Riley's injury. Who's going to Martin Emerson's been playing really well. He's probably going to be that guy that steps up, but I'm already out on Yadam. I'm trying to see who can take Yadam's job a little bit. Can Jaden Price step up like he did against the Jaguars? Can he, take that next jump? So if I have to rank it, I'll go receiver, cornerback, and last, definitely got to go kicker. We need a kicker. We're in a dome, and we're still missing kicks. That's a problem. So what happens when you go outside?
Bro, you've been shaky on kicker for a number of years.
Since Will Lutz.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what I'm keeping an eye on. It is not Zach Wilson, Spencer Rattler. It is not the kicking battle. It is not even Bryce Lance. Where my eyes are going to be locked tomorrow afternoon is on the medical tent.
Yeah.
Can we not have any injuries? Let me throw these out for you. Brian Bresee, torn ACL, out for the season.
Yep.
Dylan Radin's also torn his knee, also out for the season.
Yep.
Jordan Tyson, 2 months for a hamstring.
God bless.
Alvin Kamara out for a month with an MCL injury.
Yep.
Quincy Riley just got missed. He could just got injured. He could miss time with a groin injury.
Sucks.
You're already paper thin at that position. We're going to get into that in just a second. Devon Vele's been in and out of practice. Aldrich Estime got banged up on Saturday. We'll see what goes with him.
Riley's fault.
Kendre Miller back in practice, but let's be realistic. How long is that actually going to last? I mean, Kendre Miller, I've called him the Zion Williamson of the New Orleans Saints. You just can't rely on him at this point. He's back
Zion
in practice.
plays at least nowadays. Kendre, I would kill to get 5 games out of Kendre at least. 5 I would kill.
I said this Monday, after the preseason game, before we knew the extent of Estime's injury and Kamara going down, that Kendre Miller had no shot at making this team.
Yep.
As of Monday, I truly believed that. He was out. A-Chain and Kamara were locks to make this team.
100%.
I thought Aldrich Estime was your number 3.
Easily.
I'm okay with him being 2 at times. He's looked really good. Yeah. He looked really good the back half of last year. He's looked good in the preseason. Ty Chandler, you saw what he could do on special teams. Kendre Miller doesn't really give you that special teams aspect.
No, he doesn't.
And Devin Neal, this coaching staff drafted, they didn't draft Kendre Miller. Yeah. I thought there was a no shot Kendre Miller makes this team. To be honest with you, we'll see what happens with Estime. I think there's a chance he sneaks back in this and makes this roster one more time.
Taylor, he's 1 touchdown away.
Because,
he's 1 touchdown away.
Kamara's out for at least a month.
Yeah.
And he's aging anyways. What's he going to look like when he gets back from that knee injury?
Devin Neal's hurt too.
Devin Neal's, he's banged up.
Yeah,
Aldrich Estime's banged up.
Yep.
A-Chain's not going to play in the preseason hardly, so...
He shouldn't.
No.
Yeah, he said he shouldn't.
No.
Yeah.
Travis A-Chain, Tyler Shuck, Chris Olave, go put on your sweats.
I'm about to say, we're good.
Go be street clothes Anthony Davis for the preseason. That's what we need. I just want an injury-free report. It just seems like look, other teams are suffering it too. I'm not blind to that. Like there's been a lot of big-time injuries over the NFL. I totally get that. But when I saw Quincy Riley, when I saw that news come out recently, it was disheartening because, Jordan, I filled in, for OTB during the draft, and you came in, and we did the show together, and you and I talked about the importance of corner to me. Look, I think the Saints did a good job by and large in the NFL draft. I would have loved a top 3-round pick at corner. Still think they should have done that. You were already paper thin there. I'm not sure you got a number one corner on this team. I still don't know. Kool-Aid McKinstry is going to have to prove that. Maybe Quincy Riley could have been that guy. But now that he's out, you mentioned Martin Emerson Jr. Great. I understand he's played good. It doesn't inspire a lot of confidence in me if he has to start, through an extended period of time, just as we hadn't seen it yet. Isaac Yiadom, been there, done that. We got it. We know what the drill is there.
I'm off him.
Dude, you are paper thin at corner. I thought you already were with Quincy Riley. And you brought in Terrion Arnold for a visit, and I know people felt certain ways about that. Well, Seattle's the one that's planning on signing him anyways.
Oh, they already did. Yeah, they locked him up. Yeah, he's in.
And so, if he doesn't play, whatever, they'll cut him.
Yeah.
If not, so, you're not even getting a guy like that.
They got him for cheap anyway.
So, somebody's got to step up. Martin Emerson, if he has a good preseason, might be the most important person in this preseason to step his game up because you got a big hole there. You already kind of had a hole. Now, it's massive. That is one of those positions you can't hide. You can't hide an outside corner.
No, you can't.
You can hide maybe a guy in slot linebacker, maybe a guy in the slot corner. You can't hide an outside corner. Nah. And now you only have one, and I'm not sure if he can step up and cover a number one receiver consistently.
You know who they played week one, right? The
yes.
Lions. Jamison Williams and Amon-Ra
St. Brown. And Jahmyr Gibbs catching passes out of the backfield.
Yeah.
Come on.
So you definitely need a corner out there. So you need your corners out there.
Oh, you got Zay Flowers week 2. Congratulations.
Yeah. Jacoby Lane looking all right. So
dude, I'm watching the medical tent this Saturday. I don't care if the Saints go out there and lose this game 35-10. Do not care at all. Can we please try our hardest to limit injuries? Because you can't afford it. I just listed 8 guys right there. 4 of them are significant injuries. There were going to be potential starters on this team. I understand Dylan Radins wasn't a quote-unquote starter. He could have easily beat out Cesar Ruiz. We know what kind of player he is. Everybody's ready for him to walk out of the door anyways. Jeremiah Wright could still do it, but it was nice to have the option of a Dylan Radins. Brzee, starter. Jordan Tyson, starter. Kamara, not a quote-unquote starter, but he's been in this building a ton of years. He was going to play a lot for you. Those are all significant injuries. And then Quincy Riley, they're calling it a groin injury. They don't know yet, but that's an injury a lot like a hamstring that could linger.
Well, it's going to linger all season.
That's something that could turn into I'm out a week or I miss week 1. I play weeks 2 through 4. I miss weeks 5 and 6. I play that's one that you can be in and out of the lineup. Please stay healthy above all else. It's the main thing I am keeping an eye on here in week 2. All right, we're going to take a quick timeout when we get back. Transition into LSU a little bit. I know we talked a lot of Saints there. We're going to get back to a little bit of NFL football a little bit later on in the show. But coming up every day or every Friday around this time, we have Preston Guy from TigerBait.com. We're going to get to him. I wasn't able to make it out to practice. I haven't actually been able to go to a ton. I've been to 2 practices just because doing OTB, they let the media in at 10 o'clock. I am off the air at 10 o'clock. It doesn't match up. So I've been to a few, but a guy that's been out there a lot more than me, Preston Guy of TigerBait.com. He joins us next here on The Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Boudreaux's Electrical Services. Boudreaux's Electrical Services. Make sure the power doesn't go out on you. We're going to have some nasty storms blowing through Louisiana, all from the north to the south portion of the state. And when those happen, especially as the weather warms up, you can lose power. It's at the very least annoying. At the worst, it's debilitating for work and sleep. Make sure it doesn't happen. Boudreaux's Electrical can come out, have a local team install that Generac home standby generator, and make sure that your power does not go off. Evacuate from a storm. You want to come back to a dark, hot house with a ruined fridge and freezer? No. You want to come back to a house that's powered. Boudreaux's Electrical can make that happen with that Generac home standby generator. Give them a call at 985-397-1562, 985-397-1562, or 225-300-9389. That's 225-300-9389. You can do it the easy way. Find them online at boudreauxelectrical.com. That's Boudreaux's Electrical Services.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has the new Ram 1500 truck on our lot now with $22,000 off MSRP.
Plus the complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles.
If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world.
They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Southern Classic Chicken, we take pride in serving the freshest, seasoned, and marinated hand-breaded fried chicken. Drive through today and pick up a family box or one of our classic combos and enjoy a true Southern Classic. Order online and download our loyalty app to start earning those crispy and juicy rewards. Loyalty matters.
My name's Mike Krumholt, and I've been with First American Bank for 4 years. What makes First American Bank special is we're able to offer all the products and services that any other big bank can offer. What sets us apart is being able to give that small town feel that someone can pick up the phone and they can talk to someone or stop by the branch and get excellent customer service.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. Now the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Corks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number one here on a Friday edition of The Hunt Palmer Show. Taylor Sharp hanging out with you here. We got Jordan Kitchens and Cassie Spazzali back there on the ones and twos, and we are rolling right along, headed towards your weekend. Every Friday, 1:15, it's Preston Guy with TigerBait.com. He joins us now. Preston, how are you?
Good. Just leaving LSU practice. It is nice and toasty today, so I'm glad to be with you. You know, the best part about doing this Friday segment is Hunt has about 40 days of PTO, so that means I get to talk to you a lot.
That's true. Hunt takes a lot of PTO. I'll get the you up text at 2 a.m. and I'm like, Hunt, you taking another vacation? He's like, yeah, I'm absolutely doing that. Preston, most important question I ask you before we get to the X's and O's of everything, what was blaring on Lane Kiffin's playlist when you got to the field today?
Yeah, they've been playing like Madonna, Like a Virgin.
Okay,
basically
it's a choice.
Practice every time we get there. And, you know, the thing that I just noticed is a lot of the music is this very, like, pop, 80s, girly music they're putting out there. It's not a lot of, like, Jeezy and NBA Youngboy like these players probably want to hear. Almost makes me wonder, like, is that a strategy? Like, are you trying to make these players uncomfortable for practice by, basically playing Barbie music? That was one of my biggest observations from practice today.
Well, I'm glad I led with that. I don't get to make it to a ton of the morning practices because of the time we get off air on OTB, but I go for the press conferences while they're still practicing. He's a big Kesha guy too. Kesha's a big one for Coach Kiffin.
Yeah, it's certainly quite an interesting music lineup from what we're used to.
All right, Preston. Before we dive into LSU, just let me get your thoughts on this. It was kind of the topic of the day yesterday in the world of college football, the TRO that was filed for some NFL players to come back to college athletics, Jack Pyburn being one of those players for a fifth year. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because basically you're in the put the cherries on top phase of building your football team right now, finalizing lineups, and we're having talks about adding God knows how many NFL players to this lineup. You know, there's also the defensive tackle out of Ole Miss, the big guy, who, might add some defensive tackle depth. You got Daquan Wright, the tight end.
Yep.
I mean, just a lot of guys who can come in and give an impact in a lot of ways. We're talking about guys fighting for a roster spot on a 53-man roster right now, all of a sudden coming back and playing college ball. It's just a weird world. It's kind of gross, but I guess that's where we are. And you have an obligation once you're $50 million into this roster and $20 million into building a coaching staff. You kind of have an obligation to put the best football field you can once you're $70 million in.
Yeah, absolutely. I get you. It's like you're going to potentially add these guys, but like it could be like 6 days before the first game. So it'll really be interesting to see where all of these guys go. All right, Preston, transitioning more towards LSU. Look, you've been out there on the practice field. How Sam Levitt looked?
He's looked sharp and healthy. He's been very accurate. I'm not going to say he's been flawless all spring because there have been a few throws where, he wished he could have them back. But overall, I think this is what's looking like a really good quarterback. I think that he's going to have a big year, put up big numbers. He looks very healthy and very capable.
Yeah, that's good to hear. And like the fully healthy thing is the most important part. Like we know what Sam Levitt can do. We saw him lead Arizona State to a college football playoff appearance. The position that I'm maybe the most hyped about is because they're so deep. I'm looking at the wide receiver room. I mean, there are a lot of mouths to feed there and a lot of talent as well. So like right now, like Jace Brown kind of seems to be that one constant, but like for you, if there was a top three in your eyes, who do you think those guys are?
Yeah, it is starting to seem like the dust is beginning to settle. Now, obviously, there's going to be fourth and possibly fifth guys who contribute, but your top three right now looks like Jace Brown, Winnie Watkins, and Jackson Harris. It'll be interesting to see if they stick with that throughout, football season here. Because, I mean, there's a lot of guys who have shown you a lot. I mean, Malik Elsie has been impressive. Phillip Wright, Trey Wilson. There's just a lot of guys doing a lot of good athletic things. And I don't know how much distance there is between number 8 and number 1 in this receiving room. I think you've got a lot of guys capable of playing at an SEC level.
All right, Preston, moving from the wide receiver room, look, there's a lot of newcomers, whether it's the transfers, the younger guys. I mean, it's a lot of new for Lane Kiffin's roster. Any newcomers catching your eye?
Well, there's 59 of them.
Yeah.
So basically the whole football team. I mean, that's like one of those things like, all right, do we call Sam Levitt a newcomer?
Right.
Maybe we'll be talking about NFL newcomers in a week from now. But I'll go ahead and talk. One person who's really emerging onto the scene is running back Stacey Gage. Of course, we've all talked about this Lane Kiffin offense, how they like to rely on a heavy hand of their number one back if they can. And, of course, everybody came into the season thinking, well, that'll be either Harlem Berry or it'll be Caden Durham, right? Well, then Dylan Jones burst onto the super scene in spring, and he looks like your number one running back, right? Well, then Stacey Gage is really coming on strong. In fact, today in practice reps, I don't want to overthink this or anything like that, but thus far the order of practice reps have, translated to who's actually first up. It was Dylan Jones, then Stacey Gage, then Harlem Berry, then Caden Durham, which is just a fascinating development, if you ask me.
No, absolutely, because, I mean, to your point, you thought you were set at running back, and then even when Kiffin brings in all these guys, I mean, Stacey Gage, Dylan Jones, who you just mentioned, Racine Guillory's another guy, you're like, okay, these are solid depth pieces. They're going to contribute here and there behind Durham and Berry. No, I mean, look, if the season started today, everybody says it, said it back in spring, like Dylan Jones looks like RB1 right now. Stacey Gage now making a move. It's fascinating the way he has flipped to that running back room. Preston, we were just talking about wide receiver, how deep it was. Preston Guy of TigerBait.com, our guest right now. So, let's talk about some positions that aren't so deep. In your opinion, what is the biggest hole for this team right now?
Well, Lane Kiffin mentioned last week offensive line possibly being a depth issue. I definitely think defensive line is where you're lacking depth. So, overall, I do think your two weakest positions on both sides of the ball is in the trenches, right? I mean,
The good news is, Preston, the games aren't won in the trenches. Like that's not a thing that people say.
Right, exactly. I'm not saying they're bad, because I think basically everywhere in this roster with the work they did with this transfer portal, basically they don't have any holes in their starting 22. And the freshmen that are coming up, it's not like they have a bunch of walk-ons ahead of these true freshmen. These true freshmen came in and beat out the Filing Green. They beat out Dominic McKinley, right? So, and they were, we're talking about 5-star guys, and Deuce Gerald's, who was top 50 player in the country, right? So, I mean, highly touted guys, but that is still something you have to kind of look at and be like, well, that's a lot of true freshmen, and Lamar Brown's going to be contributing on the defensive line as well, right? But, I mean, basically you look at all the other groups and you feel pretty good about them. Maybe running back, we'll see what's there. But, again, Caden Durham, a guy who has been a starter for you in the past and has elite track speed and so very good, if he's looking like he might be your fourth running back, okay, well, then all of a sudden you have to feel pretty good about that spot, right? So basically, the depth and the youth in those two groups is kind of, if I had to call a hole, that's what I'd call a hole. But I think even those groups are going to be all right.
Okay, so week 1, kicking off against Clemson. I mean, Sam Levitt's the obvious answer, but, what are you most excited to see from this Lane Kiffin's team week 1?
Yeah, I'm really hoping that they take this very seriously and they don't let I believe they're 10.5-point favorites in Vegas. Don't let that gaudy spread get you sleepwalking, right? Go out there, look fired up. I think LSU is a substantially better football team than Clemson. I'm just hoping that it looks clean and, they can do what these LSU teams have struggled in the past few years, put your foot on the neck and bring down the axe, separate. See if you can get that, double-digit victory over a quality football team.
Preston Guy, TigerBait.com is our guest. Preston, we're going to let you go, man. I thank you so much for hopping on. You actually work on Fridays, unlike our guy, Hunt Palmer, so we appreciate your time.
Of course, man. I'm always here for y'all.
Absolutely. That is our guy, Preston Guy with TigerBait.com. Okay, we're going to take a quick timeout. When we get back, I want to transition back to the NFL a little bit. We're going to look at the NFC South. Our guy, Jacob Hester, on the morning show. Look, he's giving me all the tea. He went to 15 training camps over the past 2.5 weeks, 3 of them in the NFC South. He's got a pecking order, not going to be honest. When you look at the roster and the weapons around, I think he actually nailed it. So we're going to talk about that next here on the Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Highland Insurance Group, HighlandIG.com is the website. Property and casualty or group employee benefits. Your one-stop shop for all things insurance is, of course, the Highland Insurance Group. If you're a business owner and you don't have a great relationship with your insurance broker, they're just the guy who came with the lowest premium number, that's one way to handle it, but it might not be the best way, especially when something happens. Whether it's a hurricane or a car accident or a cyber breach or a lawsuit or an injury. When that happens, you're going to need your insurance to respond. And if you only have the insurance in place because it was the cheapest one, it may not. Jonathan Carver and his team can be a trusted advisor and a part of your team as a business to make sure that your business continues to run even if the event happens. Give them a call or check them out online, HighlandIG.com. They're right here in Baton Rouge, but they can help you out statewide. It's Jonathan Carver and his team at the Highland Insurance Group. They're online at HighlandIG.com.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product's always customer satisfaction. Come visit us at reliefwindows.com. By the way, we do shutters too.
When a capital project moves from planning to execution, downtime isn't an option. Who do you trust to deliver? River Parish Contractors has more than 500 employees, dedicated safety, quality, and project management teams, and 9 full-time estimators backed by a 36,000 square foot automated pipe and structural steel fabrication facility. We can deliver multi-million-dollar industrial construction projects on time and safely. Locally owned and headquartered in South Louisiana. We're River Parish Contractors, and we're built for bigger challenges.
As a business owner, you're always focused on how you can improve the bottom line. Well, when was the last time you shopped your insurance coverage? Insurance Network of Louisiana can help. If you're a business owner, let my friends at Insurance Network of Louisiana see if they can find you better coverage for less money. They always offer exceptional customer service and partner with only the best providers. So check them out online today at lainsurance.net.
Eagle 98.1, the rock station. Home of The Woody Show in the morning. Scotty Mack with Rock at Work. Michelle Southern with Southern Rock. Home of LSU sports since 1998. And rock for Baton Rouge since 1985. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. To join our VIP fan club, text ROCK to 225-499-9898. Eagle 98.1, the rock station.
Are you ready for an internet experience that actually keeps up with you? Then you're ready to step into a new kind of reliability with Rev Fiber. When your internet works, the possibilities open up, and suddenly everything feels more connected, just the way it should be. Seamless enough to keep up with every swipe and every click, anywhere you are. So leave the buffering behind.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Corks, Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp.
Lifetime Roofing, lifetimeroofingla.com. Lifetimeroofingla.com is that website. Look, storm season is around the corner. Maybe you don't feel like you need a new roof. You don't have any leaking issues that you know of. The roof's a little bit older, but you don't see it discolored. It's not giving you problems. But you're a little bit nervous what a storm might do. Well, they don't have to put a new roof on. They can at Lifetime Roofing, but they can come over and they can do a tune-up to reinforce that roof, so you feel like you've got more peace of mind as storm season approaches. It's just part of our life down here in South Louisiana. We know storm season can be rough. We've had a couple of quiet ones in a row. I hope there's 10 more to come just like it, but I think we all know that that's unlikely. If you want to take care of that big investment, which is your house, take care of the people under your roof, which is the most important thing in your life, and want to make sure that your roof is in the best shape it can be to do that, Lifetime Roofing is a company you can trust. They're Baton Rouge-based, Louisiana people, give you a lifetime workmanship warranty. It's Lifetime Roofing, lifetimeroofingla.com.
All right, welcome back in. Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Taylor Sharper with you. Hour number 1 on this Friday show. Filling in for our guy Hunt, who is out on a vacation doing fun things somewhere where we are all out here working. I mentioned before we went to break, want to shift back to the NFL real quick. Take a look at the NFC South. So, look, even if you're a casual NFL fan, you know the gist of who are the main players on this roster. But our guy, Jacob Pester, works for SiriusXM, NFL. He went to 15 training camps, 3 of which were the Falcons, the Saints, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And he told me, hey, this is a 2-head race going into the season. Like, it's the Saints and the Buccaneers, and I couldn't agree more, and I wasn't even at training camp. When you look at the teams, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, I think it makes a lot of sense for Jake to say that. Okay, the Carolina Panthers. What is their biggest question for me going into the season? It's, can Bryce Young do it again? You heard it all season because I still made the arguments that I didn't think Bryce Young was a good quarterback. And the arguments were, well, he was better. First off, if you have to say you're better, better is fine. Better than worse still isn't good. Last year, 3,000 yards, 23 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Great. Awesome. 63% completion percentage. He was better. Absolutely. But I worry about the weapons on that offense. Like, can Bryce Young do it again with the lack of weapons? And Rico Dowdle's not in the backfield, who bailed them out in a lot of games in the back half of the year. TRO McMillan's awesome. But right now, if you go and look at the Carolina Panthers projected depth chart, Teteroa McMillan, Xavier Legette, Jalen Coker. Now, Jalen Coker was good down the stretch for about the last 5 to 6 games of the season. Awesome. Can he be there consistently throughout the season? Xavier Legette, everybody loved him coming out of South Carolina. And that's a guy they used a really high draft pick on. He hasn't been healthy either. And even when he's been out there, it's been pedestrian at best. I think they got a good offensive line. But, again, I mentioned Rico Dowdle, who I thought bailed him out in a lot of big games. Chuba Hubbard's still there. Wasn't great a year ago. Kind of got passed up even when he was healthy. And they got Jonathan Brooks. They love Jonathan Brooks. I loved him in college. I thought Jonathan Brooks, when he was in Texas, was probably the best running back in college football during his last season. But he tears the ACL his final year, and he really hadn't played 2 years in the league. I mean, this is year 3, and we really don't know anything about him. Can I trust Jonathan Brooks to stay healthy or bounce back and be a full contributor after not playing for essentially 2 full years? I just don't know. Their defense is going to be good. I mean, we know Derek Brown. We know J.C. Hood. I mean, there's guys out there. They brought in Jalen Phillips in the offseason. He's a good player. Devin Lloyd from Jacksonville. He's a good player. I think their defense is going to be fine. But that's going to be a lot of low-scoring games because I don't trust that offense. And I don't trust Bryce Young to be able to do it again. Then you go to the Atlanta Falcons. Tons of question marks there. They might be in the worst shape of anyone in this division. We know quarterback's going to be shaky all year. When you've heard the question asked, okay, we have Michael Penix, who's battled through a lot of injuries. Why would you go get Tua Tagovailoa, who's also battled through a lot of injuries? It makes sense on paper. You got a lefty versus lefty. So if one of them goes down, there's not a huge change in a lot of things. But yeah, I mean, now you have not one, but 2 quarterbacks that can't seem to stay healthy. Also, Jordan, he talked about when they took Michael Penix, man, they need to address edge. Well, they addressed the edge rusher in a big way. They got 2 really good edge rushers. Here's the problem, though. One of them out for the year with an injury, and James Pierce, who just decided to go all madman on us in the offseason.
Should be in jail.
He's suspended for the first 8 games. So one of your edge rushers you poured a lot of money into is not going to be there the entire year, and the other is going to miss half the season.
Yeah.
So no quarterback, no edge rusher. Drake London, stud. Bijan Robinson, arguably the number 1 running back in the league. Just got a huge contract. Great. What's the offensive line going to look like? What is your quarterback play going to look like? Outside of those 2 guys, I don't know. Because like even a Kyle Pitts, I think the loss of Zach Robinson is a bigger deal than maybe a lot of people are talking about as the offensive coordinator. One, he's in Tampa now, so he's at a division rival who I think is going to be better on offense. But also, we waited for years for a guy like Kyle Pitts to break out. Everybody said it was going to happen. Zach Robinson's been there 2 years. All of a sudden, last year, Kyle Pitts looked like that first-round pick that you invested that high draft pick in. He finally looked like it. I mean, 992 yards, just a hair under 1,000. But Zach Robinson's not there anymore. Can Kyle Pitts return to that form under another offensive coordinator? That's a big question mark. Like, basically, outside of Drake London and Bijan Robinson, I have no idea what to expect from anyone on this team. I think they're going to struggle. That brings me to the 2 teams that I think are going to battle for this division. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Their biggest thing for me is stay healthy. Remember last year, Tampa Bay started out on a tear. I mean, Jordan, there were people saying that Baker Mayfield was in the MVP discussion, and honestly, he should have been. Like, week 5 of the season, they go to Seattle, the team that won the Super Bowl. They go on the road. They win that game in a shootout. Baker Mayfield, 4 touchdowns, no turnovers. They're 4-1 at that point. Their only loss was to the Philadelphia Eagles in a 6-point game. Then they beat the 49ers. They get trounced by the Lions. That's when the injuries started occurring. Then they beat the Saints. Then their bye week. Going into their bye week, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 6-2. They went 2-7 the rest of the way because they were banged up. And then once Baker started battling through injuries, that was it. And you had injuries on both sides of the ball. Like, I think they have one of the more talented offensive line groups in the league. Their starting 5 did not play a single game together as far as an entire 5 unit. Not one game a year ago. If they could stay healthy, talent-wise, they're probably the most talented team in this division. And I think they for sure got the most proven quarterback. Like, everyone wants to say, well, why are you so high on them and you're sleeping on the Carolina Panthers? The Panthers won that division. Yeah, but there was a lot of luck in it. Like, okay, Carolina Panthers, lost 3 of their last 4 regular season games. They lost to the Saints 20-17. That's when Tyler Shuck finally started getting things rolling. You beat Tampa, which gave you the lead in the division. Then you lose to Seattle. Then the game for the division, Tampa Bay actually beats you. But because of the tiebreaker, the Falcons lost to the Saints. Carolina won that division. Like, Carolina won the division, but they lost 3 of their last 4, including to Tampa, which, like, Tampa could have just as easily have won that. They had a decent performance in the playoffs. They did a lot better against the Rams than I thought they would, but, I mean, you lost 3 of your last 4 regular season games, including to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who you just barely beat for the tiebreaker. That's not a normal division win. And then finally, the Saints. It's the Tyler Shuck show. Like, we saw Tyler Shuck be awesome at the end of last year with not a lot to work with. It was Chris Olave and a bunch of Uber drivers. I mean, they tipped it. Ronnie Bell, Kevin Austin. Not a lot of teams are knocking on those guys' doors, begging them to come play for them. Even Vele stepped up at the end of the year. Now, you got Chris Olave, Devon Vele, Jordan Tyson if he can ever get healthy, Barryon Brown, who's looked good, Bub Means, who's looked good, who battled through injury a year ago, Bryce Lance, who I love, I think was an absolute steal in the round 4 of the NFL draft, and you got Juwan Johnson and Oscar Delp at tight end. All right, let's not forget Travis Etienne, who you added to go along with an already decent running back room. And you shored up your offensive line. David Edwards, number 1 guard in free agency. You brought him in. You're in a good spot. If you can stay healthy, we talked about the injuries in the first segment. If you can get fully healthy, Tyler Shuck's got everything in front of him he needs to be successful. Can he take that jump from year 1 to year 2? And that's why I think the Bucs and the Saints are battling for this division. Jordan, am I off base here?
No, not really. Still not a believer. Well, outside of bias aside, I'm just never going to be a believer in the Falcons when you have Tua Tagovailoa.
Dude, they might finish 4th in this division.
And Michael Penix, not going to be a believer in that. Panthers, I think they'll be a little scrappy. I don't think they're necessarily out of it just because the NFC South is very weak. I think they'll be scrappy to the end. I think they're one of those teams where, you know, you probably don't want to see them late in the season. Like a good team probably doesn't want to see them late in the season. Probably have a weird L to somebody, you know, to beat like the Packers or something in December. Like, how did the Panthers beat them? But overall, I think the Bucs, obviously them and the Saints are, you know, what and what. I still think the Bucs might have a slight edge, but
I think they're more talented.
Yeah, they're more talented, but, you know, coaching still, you know, Todd Bowles ain't really going to move the needle too much coaching-wise.
That's the thing. Yeah. That, like I mentioned, health was going to hold them back.
And health, too.
Todd Bowles might hold them.
Yeah, Todd Bowles and health. And it's just, it feels like Tampa is one bad losing streak away from just, you're starting to hear words about, hey, coach getting fired. You know, I just think they're like a bad losing streak away from things just falling on his face.
I'm glad you said that because, like, I've been critical of Todd Bowles, and the pushback is before last year he won 4 straight NFC South titles.
Yeah,
okay,
but it's the South. Like,
when he took over, he had Tom Brady coming off of a Super Bowl, and then got to transition into years of Baker Mayfield. So you've had a huge advantage at quarterback because Breeze retires. You still have Brady for another year. You have Baker Mayfield for multiple years before a guy like Tyler Shuck gets there. You're going against guys that don't have any quarterbacks. How hard is it to win that division? You go look at Todd Bowles' total win-loss record, you'll have a different story. I don't care that he won 4 straight NFC South titles. People have clowned the NFC South saying it's the worst division in football for multiple years. And you're barely winning that division with teams that, like, you can say what you want about Baker Mayfield. You can love him, you can hate him. He's better than the turnstile that all 3 of these teams have had the last 3 years before Shuck hopefully gives you some stability.
Yep.
And you're still barely winning this division. So, no, I'm with you there, but I think it's a 2-man race. I think it's the Bucs. I think it's the Saints. We'll see what happens the rest of the way. All right, we're going to take a quick timeout. When I get back,
we're
going to float, and then we'll be back.
They got deals. Fabry Chevrolet GMC has got some savings for you, and I am going to tell you about them because if you'd like to get by and take a look, you can certainly do it. They're on Highway 61 in St. Francisville. You can get a 2026 Chevy Silverado at 0% APR financing from now until the end of the month. That's not a long time. You got a week and a half, but 0% APR financing on 2026 Chevy Silverados for 36 months. You can get a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 at 2.9 financing for 72 months now until the end of the month. Great deals on Silverados and Sierras, and got some vehicles that are potentially really affordable. Chevy Trailblazer, Chevy Trax, as low as $30,000 over at Fabry Chevrolet GMC. So if that's the price range you're looking at, go see them. Highway 61 in St. Francisville. They're also online at FabryChevrolet.com. FabryChevrolet.com.
All right. Thank you there for that, Hunt. Now we will take a timeout. On the other side, I need Jordan's advice on something. We're talking about that next here on the Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
First American Bank and Trust. First American Bank and Trust. FABT.com. FABT.com. Bank local. They've been local at First American Bank and Trust for 116 years. It's kind of hard to believe, but it's true. 116 years they've been here, and they've grown to 25 locations throughout Southeast Louisiana. There's always one near you, whether you're around Baton Rouge and Dutchtown or Jones Creek, maybe up I-12 in St. Tammany and Tangipahoa, down the Bayou, St. James, St. John, Lafourche, Terrebonne, over in the New Orleans area, and Metairie. First American Bank and Trust is here in every single decision they make. All the decisions are made locally. So the people that are making decisions based on your commercial loan, your personal loan, are right here in the state of Louisiana, in Southeast Louisiana. You're not just a line item for somebody who's checking something in Atlanta or Sacramento. Right here in Southeast Louisiana. So stop in one of the branches, conveniently located, 25 of them, or check them out online at FABT.com. First American Bank and Trust.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience, or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Are you ready for an internet experience that actually keeps up with you? Then you're ready to step into a new kind of reliability with Rev Fiber. When your internet works, the possibilities open up, and suddenly everything feels more connected, just the way it should be. Seamless enough to keep up with every swipe and every click, anywhere you are. So leave the buffering behind. 100% fiber, 0% runaround, where support is still personal. Rev Fiber. Visit revfiber.com.
Every ounce of Raising Cane's lemonade has been hand-squeezed that day from fresh lemons before being served over our signature crushed ice. Because when you make it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
When a capital project moves from planning to execution, downtime isn't an option. Who do you trust to deliver? River Parish Contractors has more than 500 employees, dedicated safety, quality, and project management teams, and 9 full-time estimators backed by a 36,000 square foot automated pipe and structural steel fabrication facility. We can deliver multi-million-dollar industrial construction projects on time and safely, locally owned and headquartered in South Louisiana. We're River Parish Contractors, and we're built for bigger challenges.
I'm Billy Schmidt, and I've been with First American Bank for 13 years. I have a passion of getting to know customers, getting to know their journeys, getting to know their stories, and being a small part of that, and just continuing that, and taking those relationships and expanding out into the community, just to make First American a household name. And people look at us and say, hey, what's special about you guys? You're part of a family.
At Southern Classic Chicken, we take pride in serving the freshest, seasoned, and marinated hand-breaded fried chicken. It's so good, it's wrong. Choose from a variety of classic sides like our zesty Cajun seasoned fries, savory red beans and rice, or sweet corn grits. Drive through today and pick up a family box or one of our classic combos and enjoy a true...
The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Quirks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp.
All right, welcome back in. A final segment here on hour number 1, a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Taylor Sharp filling in for Hunt Palmer. Jordan, I know that you come to me for advice a lot because I'm wise and I give great advice. Everyone knows this.
Yeah, the wise one.
But today, we're going to switch roles real quick. I need your advice on something.
Okay.
Okay, so a fantasy draft next Sunday. Found out last night, got the number 1 pick.
All right.
Now,
how many people?
10-team league.
Okay.
So let me lay it out for you though. It's PPR, full PPR.
Full PPR.
3 wide receivers.
Okay.
2 running backs and a flex, which the flex is normally your third running back.
What position the flex? Flex we can do like tight end, everything?
Running back, wide receiver, tight end.
Okay.
So I normally do 3 running backs, 3 wide receivers, but I have to start 3 receivers.
Yeah.
In the
You already have
PPR
to
league.
start 3 receivers, yes.
Who do I take number 1 overall?
Well, easily, once you say full PPR, that kind of just like fully solidified. It has to be Gibbs. But I am very intrigued by the 3 receivers. Like, you automatically need 3 receivers, so
I only have to start 2 running backs. Like, I could go 2 running backs, 4
and 4 receivers. I would say you would go Gibbs, and then your next couple picks got to be like stud receivers, like studs. You know, maybe you might be able to snag like a. I don't know, do you like to draft Cowboy players, or you like to stay away from the Cowboys?
I'm not drafting George Pickens.
Okay, you already. I already know you know I was talking about too.
I like George Pickens. CeeDee Lamb is wide receiver 1 on that offense.
Yeah, but this is you coming back on the back end.
I'm not taking a wide receiver 2. This is my wide receiver 1. I understand Pickens is great.
Okay. So
I'm going to take like a.
How about to throw some names out?
Like a Nico Collins or an AJ Brown, somebody that could be there at the back end around 2.
AJ Brown, I'd be interested.
The answer is Jahmyr Gibbs, Jordan.
Yeah,
that's
easily.
who I'm taking.
Yeah, not even no Jamar Bijan.
I'm glad we agreed because there was no shot I was taking your advice if you said anybody else.
Yeah, nah. I mean, come on, man.
I was just being nice.
Bijan, I'm good.
What's the worst thing about running backs, Jordan, in fantasy football? A negative game script. Do you trust Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta, or do you trust Kyle Pitts and Tua Tagovailoa?
Wouldn't even trust him to watch a snail.
Go ahead and give me the guy on what I think is going to be one of the better offenses in the NFL.
Easily.
That's the only answer.
And the main thing about, getting that, because I'm running my dad's fantasy team this year. He's on like a $200 money league, like some crazy. So I'm running this fantasy league this year. And then he loves Jeremiah Love. I'm like, Dad.
No.
He's on the Cardinals. I know he's good. You never want to have a good running back on a bad team.
Well, I don't care. I'm not drafting a rookie in the top 2 rounds ever.
Oh, no. I wasn't doing that because
never
people drafted Ashton Genty and all that. I wasn't doing that. But it's more like, Dad, because he's like, oh, he's a running back. I'm like, dude, he's a running back. He's good. He's on a bad team. So the Cardinals are going to be down majority of their games. They're going to be needing to throw the ball.
I mean, they'll throw to him a little bit, but not.
Man.
It's not going to be one of those week in and week out things.
I'm good. We're not doing that.
Dude, I'm not drafting Ashton Genty this year. I mean,
I don't know who
is his situation better this year than it was last year?
I don't know what I think of the Raiders. Like, I don't really have
their number 1 receiver right now is Trey Tucker.
Yeah, and is Bowers, like, how healthy is Bowers this year?
Bowers was there last year and they were no good.
No, but he was hurt.
Right.
He was hurt
I get
all
it,
last
but
year.
like, has his situation improved?
I mean,
has it?
For Genty, I mean, look, if Mendoza, I don't know what Kirk Cousins gonna give him.
Great.
It's like, it just depends. To be honest, a quarterback changes everything in the NFL. So if Mendoza, it's hard because you're on the Raiders. It's like being a quarterback of the Browns. Like, you already got the odds in the Jets. You got the odds stacked against you. But if somehow, some way, Mendoza is really this chosen one, this little goofy kid from Indiana, if he's really the chosen one, he could be the one shining light that could change the darkness around the Raiders. Like, he could be the one guy in Vegas that's really not living that Vegas lifestyle.
That was deep. I'm gonna take Genty 1 overall. After
don't do that. Don't do that.
Let's transition out of that real quick. But back to something you just said. I almost said Carolina Panthers. They're gonna be bad too, I think. Are the Arizona Cardinals the worst team in the NFL? Because a week ago I would have said no question.
That's a good one, Taylor. I mean, what do you think of Geno and the Jets?
I think the Miami Dolphins are going to suck.
They're going to suck. I don't even know who their receivers are, other than like Malik Willis and A-Chain. That's about it. That's about it.
You want their starting 3 receivers?
Yeah, please tell me.
Malik Washington.
No idea.
Jalen Tolbert.
No idea.
Tutu Atwell.
That's from Cowboys, right?
Tutu Atwell.
Rams. I remember him.
And they drafted Chris Bell.
I wanted him on the Saints, but that's a very, if you're a Dolphins fan and you look at that on paper, you're like, we're going to be terrible this year.
Oh, and they gave Malik Willis $52 million, and we don't know if he could be a starting quarterback.
Hey, you got to pay somebody.
So
what's Tyreek Hill doing nowadays?
I think it's Miami Dolphins. They have the worst offense.
Hey, Tyreek Hill, you already live down there, so go pick him up, man. I mean, what's the worst y'all can do at this point? You just said the receiver one's Malik Washington?
Malik Washington.
Yeah. Okay.
Malik Washington, Jalen Tolbert, Tutu Atwell. Those are your 3 top veteran receivers, and then Chris Bell, the rookie.
It's a long season for the Dolphins fans. It's a long season.
Terrace Marshall.
Who, I thought he was going to be so good in the pros, but that's what happens when you go to the Panthers.
2 things. Carolina Panthers and battled injuries. Jalen Reagor. Can I interest you in Jalen Reagor?
No.
Well, he's there as well.
No.
All right, that's going to do it for hour number 1 of the Hunt Palmer Show. Look, we got a jam-packed hour number 2. A lot of football coming your way. 2 o'clock, we're going to do a little Meet the Freshman. We're going to pick that up for Hunt Palmer. We'll lead off hour number 2 with that. I'm going to give you a little bit of thought on this TRO and some of these players coming back to college football. How many of them could actually help LSU? And then DraftKings yesterday put out some Heisman Trophy odds. Sam Levitt, decently high on that list. We're talking about all of that coming up here on the Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
First, let's tell you about Ochsner. They've been reminding you all month long about the incredible things they've got going on over at Ochsner. If you are an athlete or you're just trying to stay active, Ochsner Rangers Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute can help keep you moving. They can get you moving as well. You've got access to the highest levels of specialized care. You've got nationally renowned expertise, the latest equipment, and you've got modern facilities, and that includes the convenient walk-in orthopedic clinic at Elite Training Complex, the Burbank location, when you need care fast. So if you've got a sprain, if you've got a strain, if you've got a minor dislocation, maybe even an ACL tear, sudden ongoing non-spine-related musculoskeletal pain, any of that, you can walk into Elite Training Complex on Burbank without an appointment. They are happy to see you. They've got on-site x-rays, and they can treat those minor injuries for you. So you'll drive by, you'll see Elite. They got the big football field with the goalposts out there. You can't miss it, and you can walk in. It's Ochsner online.
Bayou Ford has 0% APR with no payments for 90 days and $1,000 down payment assistance on select 2026 Ford models.
Plus the complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles.
If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Eagle 98.1, the rock station. Home of the Woody Show in the morning. Scotty Mack with Rock at Work. Michelle Southern with Southern Rock. Home of LSU sports since 1998. And rock for Baton Rouge since 1985. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. To join our VIP fan club, text ROCK to 225-499-9898. Eagle 98.1, the rock station.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
The Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office protects and serves over 132,000 residents across the parish.
Keeping our community safe is our mission, and Rev Fiber plays a critical role in how we respond. Whether it's training in our special divisions, forensics investigations, or fielding emergency calls in our operations center, Rev Business connects our teams in real time, which is why we partner with Rev Business.
Get 6 months free of Rev Business services. Call or click today.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Man, age is just a number.
Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
People ask why I chose to partner with Parrish. The answer is simple: trust. Whether you're choosing teammates, business partners, or the people working on your home or business, choose a company you know.
This is SportsCenter.
They've got a spot secured. While top overall pick Fernando Mendoza has progressed, Vegas must be patient here, believes ESPN football analyst Jordan Rogers.
Fernando Mendoza should not step on the field until he is ready. Not because Kurt goes down, not because they start 1-5. If it's early and they need a quarterback, Aiden O'Connell should be that guy right away. And then whenever it is that Mendoza is ready because of him, you go to him.
Men's world #1 tennis player Jannik Sinner will miss this month's U.S. Open with a right knee injury. He hasn't played since winning a second straight Wimbledon title last month.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Monday, Sam Darnold and the Seahawks are trying to repeat as champions this year. But I'll tell you whether or not, I think they have enough pieces in place to actually get it done. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Now, The Hunt Palmer Show.
Waiting to rise again.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show. Brought to you by Corks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This is the moment you've all been waiting for.
Locking down the middle of the day. Live from the Raising Cane studio. This is Hunt Palmer.
Welcome back in. Hour number 2 here on a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Taylor Sharp sitting in for Hunt Palmer. We had a jam-packed hour number 1. Talked a lot of NFL, some New Orleans Saints. Thanks to Preston Guy of TigerBay.com for hopping on with us. Our guy Hunt on vacation. Where is Hunt?
He's at the beach.
He just
somewhere.
went to the beach.
He's at the beach somewhere. He didn't
I don't
tell
know
us
where, but I know he's going to see the Goo Goo Dolls tonight.
I know he's at the beach.
Wait, is the Goo Goo Dolls the band he loves?
Yes.
Yes.
It is. Okay,
Yes.
I couldn't remember. I always get the Goo Goo Dolls and I don't know. There's another one that I always confuse.
There's another one.
Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
I always confuse Goo Goo Dolls and Foo Fighters. I don't know why. I think the Goo and the Foo just kind of
Goo and the Foo. Well, he's at the Goo right now. He's at the Goo right now.
Wait, they're at the Goo Goo Dolls have a beach concert?
It might be.
I don't know if it's like Biloxi, maybe.
Biloxi's not.
He didn't dox himself this time. Last time he like completely doxed himself. He's like, yeah, we're going to Destin. And so he didn't do that this time. So
he was very like
Yeah.
on the down low.
real,
Wasn't telling anybody where he was
shroud.
going.
So we don't know. Hunt's just out there at the beach somewhere in the Panhandle. That's what Hunt Palmer
Dude,
is.
he was just at the
Just
beach.
look up the Goo Goo Dolls.
He doesn't even need a vacation. I need a vacation.
Don't worry, we're tracking him. I have a Apple tag in his car. We'll figure out where he's
Perfect.
at.
We'll figure it out
We'll
later.
figure it out.
We'll call in a hit. Dude, I need a vacation. And I know what people are going to say. You were just out for 2 weeks. We had a child.
Yeah, that's a
It
little
wasn't like I was at home sitting outside by the pool sipping a margarita or something. That wasn't happening.
Yeah.
We were inside like, we don't want to anger this thing. Anything we do, this guy's going to cry. Like that's what we were doing. We were terrified for the first 2 weeks.
Got
Got it. The
We have
Goo Goos
proof
are
of
at
life.
the Wharf Amphitheater.
Oh,
in
he's at
Orange
Gulf
Beach.
Shores.
Orange Beach.
Orange Beach area. Okay.
That's
I
the
love Orange
beach.
Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say, Biloxi. Biloxi's got sand.
He's at a casino, actually.
Biloxi ain't the beach.
It ain't the beach?
No.
No, definitely Orange Beach. Orange Beach is, you already know how I feel about Orange Beach.
Yeah,
Top
no.
tier.
Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, Pensacola.
Panama
Destin,
City.
those are the beach. Yeah. Was it Navarre? That's another one.
Yeah, you got to get some jellyfish on you.
No, my family, we have a group chat, and they're always like, oh, hey, we need to go do this, this, and this. 3 times in the past 2 weeks, they're like, hey, do y'all want to go here? And I responded, I can't go anywhere. I can't go anywhere. We got a 3-week-old
Got my
kid.
hands
Where do you want me
tied.
to go? Like, no, I'm not. They're like, You don't want to bring the kid to wherever? No.
Not yet.
Zero interest in doing that.
So tell me this, Taylor. When exactly do you see yourself having a vacation? Because, we got football season coming up, and obviously you wouldn't want to have a vacation right now because I don't think your wife would appreciate you skipping town at the moment.
November, maybe.
November?
But it had to be somewhere close.
Okay.
I'm talking like, yeah, Biloxi. Somewhere where like, not too far because.
It's about 3 to 4 hours. You say that? It's a good range, 3 to 4 or a little less?
Oh, no. What less than that?
A little less? Oh, you want
God.
close. Oh, you want close.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
Biloxi.
Biloxi's your only chance.
Biloxi.
So I
go to Galveston?
So we like Bay St. Louis. We go there a little bit.
Okay.
We like Bay St. Louis. My sister and brother-in-law got a boat. We normally get a house out there, bring the boat out there. We like that. About hour and a half from where we live. But I mean, dude, it's got to be something simple.
Yeah,
like it's got to be. Like, we got to get out of the house.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
especially with football season coming up. Yeah.
Like I
hated a bye week or something.
I hated going back to work and leaving Victoria by herself. But part of me was also like, damn, I gotta get back to work. I gotta get out of this house.
I can imagine.
I left every day at some point, like to get some small things. Like Victoria's like, oh, I'm hungry. I'm like, I'll go get us food. Don't you worry. I gotta get out of this
You'll
house.
volunteer. I got it. Yeah. Need socks? Yeah.
Well, so I had to go to Woman's Hut. We got home from what? I never told you this.
Yeah.
Little backstory for everybody. We got home Wednesday evening. So she went to the hospital. I texted all y'all that Monday evening.
Yep.
3 a.m. Tuesday on the 21st, we had Griffin. We went home 6 o'clock Wednesday. We were only there 36 hours. That's like the least amount of time they'll let you stay. Like we were in and out quick.
Okay.
Luckily, no complications. Thursday, Victoria's like, hey, I need you to go pick up my prescription. They didn't send it to the pharmacy. It's still at Woman's. Got in the car, drove to Woman's Hospital. Get home Thursday, 5 o'clock. Looked at the birth certificate. Griffin's name spelled wrong.
What?
Spelled Griffon.
What?
He's a Griffon.
Griffon.
So I asked Victoria,
Griffon Sharp's kind of
do
hard.
you care that much? Can we just leave it? She cared a lot.
You did not.
Yes.
Taylor.
I was like, we can tell him it's spelled this way and he can spell it however he wants. Who cares?
But then, like,
You
in
are
the
crazy.
future, like with jobs and stuff, you got to give your birth certificate and like for background checks.
I have never given my birth certificate to anyone ever.
I think
ever.
for like school, like
Yeah,
my
school.
parents had to give my birth
That's
certificate.
fine, but like, how do y'all even know my name's Taylor?
You told us. That's it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you just told
Thank
us.
you.
The fact.
Your name may not be Jordan.
Well, his name's not even Hunt Palmer.
Well,
Name's not even Hunt.
why not that? But like,
He's like, I didn't know that.
But that's my point. Like,
Yeah.
how do you know?
Yeah.
No, well, apparently that wasn't flying, so I had to drive up there Friday. Change his
Understandable.
name correctly. Like, I left the house every day, but like, dude, we need a vacation in a big way. Okay, we just wasted like 7 minutes doing that.
It's Friday, baby.
Sorry about that. Okay, this is perfect. Real quick, we'll do it here. Hunt does it every day leading up to the season. We got 2 more names. I'm gonna pick it up where Hunt left off. So let's do a little Meet the Freshman.
Meet the Freshmen. Freshmen. Meet the Freshmen. They're the newest Tigers on the team.
All right, so Meet the Freshmen. We got 2 more here for you today. I asked Hunt, hey, what freshman are we doing? He said, go upstairs. It's written on my whiteboard in my office. Our guy uses a legal pad sitting here.
Yep.
And he goes with the whiteboard. So, I mean, old soul to the core. Well, on Hunt's whiteboard, we got Isaiah Washington and Jackson Williams, both safeties. We're going to start with the player out of the 2 that I think has a better opportunity to play this year, and it's Isaiah Washington. 4-star safety from Haynesville. Now, he was a 4-star in 247 Sports. He was a 3-star with a 1-3. I actually like Isaiah Washington. You guys know I follow high school football relatively close. I mean, I call a lot of high school games. Look, he was one of the top athletes in Louisiana, played both sides of the ball, played quarterback and DB for Haynesville, led him to a 14-0 mark and the state championship in the Division IV non-select back in 2025. He was the most outstanding player in Class 1A defensive side of the ball for 2025. 61 tackles, 12 tackles in the state championship game, 5 interceptions. But get this, 12 tackles in the state championship game, an interception, which was returned 77 yards for a touchdown. He was named, he also had a pair of rushing touchdowns in that game from the quarterback position. He was obviously MVP of that game because he was awesome. I like Isaiah Washington. I thought he was a little bit more of an under-the-radar guy as far as the recruiting rankings go, but, you know, I think he's a talented player. I don't know how much of an impact he'll make this year. He's a little bit undersized on the LSU roster. He's listed at 6'1", 189 pounds. That might be a little generous too. And there's also a lot of veterans ahead of him. I mean, we know the starting two, Ty Benefield, TaMarcus Cooley. Jace Thomas has gotten some run in that spot. Deshaun Spears could always move back in a pinch. CJ Jim Corley's a guy that can play safety. There's a lot of guys in that room right now. So I don't know what kind of impact he makes this year, but he's a guy to keep an eye on. I mean, you'll see him out there on game days, number 33. I like Isaiah Washington a lot. Now, the second guy is Jackson Williams, 3-star safety out of Shaw High School in New Orleans. He's a top 25 prospect in the state of Louisiana. He was first team all-district in 2025, and his junior year in 2024, he helped Shaw get to the Louisiana Division II Select state title. He reached the title game again in 2025, but they fell to St. Charles Catholic. 23-21, also a basketball player, so a good athlete there as well. Again, a lot like Isaiah Washington. I think Washington actually has a better shot to play than Jackson Williams, at least this year. Not sure I expect to see him at all. Maybe some action, maybe some special teams role as well for both of these guys. But look, two young guys in the secondary, in a secondary that has a lot of experienced players. These guys don't have a ton of it, but talented players nonetheless, especially Isaiah Washington. He is a guy to keep an eye on. All right, we're going to break a little bit short here because I got a little bit of a longer segment next. There's a lot going on with the TRO in terms of players trying to come back to college football. We're talking about it next here on The Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
They got deals. Fabry Chevrolet GMC has got some savings for you, and I am going to tell you about them because if you'd like to get by and take a look, you can certainly do it. They're on Highway 61 in St. Francisville. You can get a 2026 Chevy Silverado at 0% APR financing from now until the end of the month. That's not a long time. You got a week and a half, but 0% APR financing on 2026 Chevy Silverados for 36 months. You can get a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 at 2.9 financing for 72 months now until the end of the month. Great deals on Silverados and Sierras, and got some vehicles that are potentially really affordable. Chevy Trailblazer, Chevy Trax, as low as $30,000 over at Fabry Chevrolet GMC. So if that's the price range you're looking at, go see them. Highway 61 in St. Francisville. They're also online at FabryChevrolet.com. FabryChevrolet.com.
People think it's all about game day. Let's go! But the real work happens in the off season.
Spring practices, early lifts,
Extra reps. And we need a healthcare team that works as hard as we do.
At FMOL Health, our lay of the lake, we take care of LSU football year-round.
So we can do what we do best.
We trust the lake.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
My name is Mike Krumholt, and I've been with First American Bank for 4 years. What makes First American Bank special is we're able to offer all the products and services that any other big bank can offer. What sets us apart is being able to give that small town feel that someone can pick up the phone and they can talk to someone or stop by the branch and get excellent customer service.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product's always customer satisfaction. Come visit us at reliefwindows.com. By the way, we do shutters too.
Eagle 98.1, the rock station. Home of the Woody Show in the morning. Scotty Mack with Rock at Work. Michelle Southern with Southern Rock. Home of LSU sports since 1998. And rock for Baton Rouge since 1985. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. To join our VIP fan club, text ROCK to 225-499-9898. Eagle 98.1, the rock station.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Corks, Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp.
All right, welcome back in. Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Taylor Sharp sitting in for Hunt Palmer here on 104.5 ESPN. We got about 45 minutes to go. We are working towards the weekend. What I want to hit on right now is it was probably the story of the day yesterday across college athletics. The TRO that was filed on behalf of 16 former college athletes across multiple sports right here in a Louisiana court to where they can now get a fifth year of eligibility. A lot of them already have professional contracts, a handful of them, as a matter of fact. Look, I'm not going to sit up here and give you some brash take of whether or not I think it's good or bad for the sport of college football. Like, we're kind of past that. Like, I get it. Like, I think that if I would have came in here yesterday and hosted for Hunt, I would have had a lot more emotion on that. Like, okay, I think it's stupid. Like, I think if you sign a professional contract, you should no longer be eligible. Like, I was reading a tweet from Matt Zenitz. Here's the tweet. Former Ole Miss defensive lineman Xavier Harris expected to enter the transfer portal. Okay, cool. But there's another one that says Cleveland Browns tight end Daquan Wright expected to enter the transfer portal. Cleveland Browns tight end expected to enter the transfer portal. That's just something that should, whatever. Normally, I would rant and rave about this and say you got to have some laws. I know it's a little bit different because these players didn't necessarily know that the 5-for-5 rule change was going to happen when they signed those contracts. Fine. I would have got up here yesterday and said, we've gone too far. Players have too much power. Why can't the players just move on? And I feel that way to a certain extent. Absolutely. But I'm not going to blame the players anymore. I'm going to blame the lawyers and these courtroom warriors who I think should just stay out of it. But they're like, hey, you don't get your way? You sue your way out of it, get your TRO, you can get back in. Whatever. I mean, there's just, it's hard for me to feel bad for the people that hate this because there was a lot of folks championing for the players to have all the power. Now they do, and some folks are clutching their pearls talking about how bad of an idea it is. It's kind of what you wanted. When you open the Pandora's box, stuff like this is going to happen. And I'm not one of those people that's like, this is on the NCAA. There are no rules. The NCAA has rules. A lot of them are clear, black and white. It's just you have lawyers and judges that are suing and getting TROs. The NCAA doesn't even have that much power. At least not anything enforceable at the moment. I know yesterday it was brought up. Man, it sucks for the high school players that just enrolled. They go through spring, they go through fall, and a week before the game, hey, you may not have a spot. If your roster limit's reached, that guy might have to get cut. And I would feel bad, but you wanted to be paid like a professional, you get treated like a professional. Professionals get cut. It happens. There's not much loyalty in college football anymore. Like a lot of these kids, they don't go to these schools because they want to. They kind of just go to whoever pays them the most. That goes both ways. So I'm kind of numb to emotional feelings right now in the world of college football because college football is a business. I will give Greg Sankey a little bit of credit to try to be the adult in the room. He's pushed back. He's filed his own injunction to kind of prevent athletes that have signed professional contracts to rejoin college athletics. I'm all on board with that. And then also an injunction was filed today. Class of 2022 athletes who exhausted the 4 years of eligibility this past spring are now ineligible. They will have to file their own temporary restraining order. And you're probably thinking, well, the NCAA just passed the 5-for-5 rule. Now it's getting pushed back on. They're ineligible. It's not going to change anything. They're all going to file a TRO. It's all going to get approved. They're going to play anyways. It's not going to change a whole lot. Pete Nagos did clarify that. That was put out on 3. He said this does not affect the 16 former college football players in Louisiana. He said they have a TRO. It does affect the number of players that like Indiana and other programs have brought back. They will have to file and get TROs approved in order to play this season. So we'll see how all that plays out. Look, I get it. I'm not getting into the legal aspect or my personal opinions of how I feel about college athletics at the moment, which I'm not a huge fan of. I want to look at some of the players that can maybe help LSU because, like it or not, it's going to happen. If you don't play ball, other teams will. You're going to get left behind. It is what it is. Jack Pyburn's a name that gets thrown out a lot. Will Pyburn return? Well, he clearly wants to if this injunction was filed on his behalf. Will LSU want him? I think it comes down to money because I'm not sure what his role is going to be. So if he doesn't make that final 53 and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers try to sign him as a practice squad player, NFL rookie practice squad players make about $247,500 during the entire season. It's just over $13,000 a week. But if he makes that final 53, first off, if he makes the final 53, I don't know why you would come back to school, but it would be $885,000. 247, 885. There's a huge difference. For me, I would like it to be closer to the 247,000. I don't know if that's going to happen. Like, I get that you've lost multiple edge rusher players like Gabriel Relaford, Damian Shanklin. His status is up in the air. Lamar Brown apparently got banged up. He could miss some time, but I'm not sure if he misses a lot of game time. I just look at Pyburn a year ago, 52 tackles, 5.5 tackles for a loss, 2 sacks. This is a guy you brought in, you invested in the transfer portal, thought he was going to be a big-time player for you, and let's be honest, he underachieved. Like, I've heard a lot of people say, well, you got to bring in Jack Pyburn. You got guys like Dylan Carpenter as your depth pieces. Dylan Carpenter had the same number of sacks as Jack Pyburn last year with a lot less snaps. I'm not saying don't bring in Jack Pyburn. I just think, what would you have to pay him, and what would his role be on this team? You got Prince William Miellen. You got Jordan Ross. Those are probably your 2 starters. They've been raving about Lamar Brown, one of the top players in the country coming out of high school. Jaden Breaker just moved from linebacker down to edge rusher. The coaching staff seems pretty high on him. I just mentioned Dylan Carpenter. You can add Jack Pyburn to the mix, but what's his role going to be on this team? So that's something LSU is going to have to consider. But let's look past Jack Pyburn because everybody's kind of already talked about him. There's 3 players out there that I think could really help LSU. We'll start on the offensive side of the ball, Daquan Wright. Now, I think it will be a tough sell to sell Daquan Wright on LSU because you have Trey'Dez Green. Trey'Dez is awesome. One of the best tight ends, if not the best tight end in the country. Your depth behind him is thin. I mean, right now, Malachi Thomas appears to be the tight end too. He had less than 200 yards receiving last year. You brought in Zach Grace. What's he going to look like? You have J.D. LaFleur. He hasn't played much ball either. There's an opening there at tight end. And this is a guy in Daquan Wright, obviously, who played at Ole Miss a year ago. He's familiar with Lane Kiffin's offense. He had 635 yards and 5 touchdowns a year ago in Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss Jr.'s offense. That's a guy that I would add to my team. What about defensively? We talked about how frontline starters, LSU secondary might be the best in the SEC. I think there's depth concerns. Very big depth concerns at corner, but safety as well. I mean, Jace Thomas is getting a lot of run, but he hasn't played in a ton of games, at least not at safety. I think Cooley and Benefield are awesome, but could you potentially add a veteran depth piece there? You got talent in the safety room. It's just a lot of young, unproven talent behind Cooley and Benefield. Wydett Williams from Ole Miss, another Ole Miss guy. A guy who's got a connection with Lane Kiffin. I mean, Wydett Williams played in all 15 games a year ago for Ole Miss. 73 tackles, 3 interceptions, 1 tackle for a loss. He's a guy that could come in. He can add value. He can give you solid reps on defense. And then another safety, DQ Smith from South Carolina. DQ Smith played 48 games for the Gamecocks across 4 years. 48 games. Last year, 64 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss. He had 5 interceptions over his 4-year career. That's a guy that can help you. Lane Kiffin said at his press conference back on Wednesday that he thinks the offensive line, or back on yesterday, that he thinks the offensive line depth is very thin. Can you get an offensive lineman? I mean, look, I wasn't crazy about this whole idea, but the fact of the matter is you got to play ball because other teams are going to. And if it makes your team better, you got to go do it. Now, you could potentially add a guy 6 days before the first game. What's that going to look like? But a guy like Jack Pyburn, he's been in the Blake Baker defense before. Now, Whiteout Williams hasn't, but he knows Lane Kiffin. And Daquan Wright's been in the Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss Jr. offense before. There's guys you could have. I know Xavier Harris, the Ole Miss defensive tackle, big 6'8", 330. I know a lot of people have talked about him. I like your defensive tackles. I mean, there's a lot of young talent there, but it looks like Deuce Geralds is going to start. Richard Anderson could potentially work his way there. And you could say, well, you have to start all those young guys because you don't have any depth. But you added veteran depth. You added Malik Blockton from Auburn. He's played in the SEC. Stephylon Green from Clemson. He's played Power 4 football. You still have Dominic McKinley, who's entering year 3 in this program. Like, you have veteran depth. It's just Deuce Geralds has passed a lot of them up because it looks like right now he's better. So I think you got talent there. I mean, I think you got 5 guys that could really help. You could always add another, but again, what is his role going to be on this team? I think there's a few guys out there that could really, really help LSU. So putting my personal feelings to the side may not be a bad idea. If you see a hole and you're Lane Kiffin, you're like, hey, LSU paid me a lot of money to win. I got to win. Can these guys help me to win? Hell, go get them. Because if you don't, somebody else likely will. All right, we're going to take a quick timeout. When we get back, DraftKings released their Heisman Trophy odds. I got a real problem with who the favorite is, and we'll talk about where Sam Levitt lands in that group. That's coming up on the other side here on The Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
But not before I tell you about Swing Easy Golf Club in Baton Rouge. SwingEasyGCBR.com. Awesome spot to go work on your golf game. You know, it's sometimes tough to find a good driving range here in Baton Rouge. Maybe it's wet outside. Maybe there's not a lot of grass out there. Maybe struggling to find good golf balls to hit. The wind's blowing. It's hot. Just not a great place to go work on your game. Do it at Swing Easy. You can go into an individual bay. Don't have to worry about any of the elements. You can see your trajectory. You can see your ball speed. You can see your carry distance. You can see your club head speed. You can see how much spin you're putting on the golf ball. The technology is phenomenal. One of the coolest things you can do is see that slow-mo video of your club face at impact, so you can see if you're catching the ball on the toe of the club, see if you're catching on the heel. Doesn't matter if you're a scratch golfer or a beginner. It's still a great place to work on your game and use all of that information at Swing Easy. They're on Segan at Perkins. They're online as well. Swing Easy Golf Club at SwingEasyGCBR.com.
Every Raising Cane's chicken finger is marinated, battered by hand, and cooked to order to perfection. We don't have heat lamps, because when you make it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
People ask why I chose to partner with Parrish. The answer is simple: trust. Whether you're choosing teammates, business partners, or the people working on your home or business, choose a company you know and trust. Visit parrishbuilt.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Bayou Ford has 0% APR with no payments for 90 days and $1,000 down payment assistance on select 2026 Ford models.
Plus the complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles.
If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Southern Classic Chicken, we take pride in serving the freshest, seasoned, and marinated hand-breaded fried chicken. It's so good, it's wrong. Choose from a variety of classic sides like our zesty Cajun seasoned fries, savory red beans and rice, or sweet corn grits. Drive through today and pick up a family box or one of our classic combos and enjoy a true Southern classic. Order online and download our loyalty app to start earning those crispy and juicy rewards. Loyalty matters.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Quirks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp.
Let's take a tour at Marucci. What a cool place that we've got here in Baton Rouge. Marucci is available to you to take a tour. It's available to you to work on your game. Tours first. You go see where the official bat of Major League Baseball is made. You go see where they make 1,200 of them every day. You go hear about the story of how two former big leaguers and their trainer started making bats in the backyard and started that process at the bottom and have gone all the way to the top. They make the best bats in the world right here in Baton Rouge. And you can see where they're made, where they're stained, where they're shipped off, and how it happened. You can also work on your game at Marucci. You got a youth baseball player, youth softball player under your roof, eating up with it, wants to get better. Well, become a member. Key card access 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to the Marucci facility so you can practice swings, you can practice pitching. It's all there for you. Go see them online at maruccisports.com. What a gym here in Baton Rouge. That's, of course, Marucci.
All right, welcome back in here on a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Taylor Sharp sitting in for Hunt Palmer. We got about 30 minutes to go before we hand things off to Matt Moscona. On location today, out at the Golden Nugget out there in Lake Charles. Yesterday, the article comes from Sporting News, but DraftKings put out their Heisman Trophy odds, their updated Heisman Trophy odds going into the 2026 season. And sitting right there at the top is CJ Carr at Notre Dame. This is not exclusive to DraftKings or any other betting site. This is all over the place, and I don't understand the CJ Carr hype. Maybe in December, I'm going to be sitting here with egg on my face. Maybe he improves a lot, but he was fine last year. And I get it. It was his first year starting. I understand that. I mean, he completed 66% of his passes. Great. Didn't ask him to do a ton. 2,700 yards passing in 12 games, 24 touchdowns, 6 picks. Good efficiency, but he didn't exactly light the world on fire. And then you lost Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price. You lost 2 first-round picks in your backfield. That was the backbone of your offense a year ago. You didn't ask CJ Carr to do much. You're going to ask him to throw the ball a lot more this season. Also, Jordan Faison, really good wide receiver. I mean, he had, 700 yards a year ago? He did a really nice job. Outside of Jordan Faison, I don't know, a lot of big-time weapons for Notre Dame. I mean, they have good players. I don't know if they have anybody where you're going to go out there and just outright fear. There's going to be a lot more on CJ Carr's shoulders. I don't know if he can do it. He just hasn't proved it yet, and there is a lot of hype surrounding him going into the season. It makes sense from a schedule standpoint. You look at Notre Dame, Wisconsin at home. Wisconsin's not going to be that great. Rice, that's a win. Michigan State, what are they going to look like? At Purdue, at North Carolina. You should start 5-0, no problem. Stanford should be a win. You go to BYU, that's a tough game. Then Navy, then number 7, Miami. I think you lose that game. Miami's really good. I like Darian Mensah. I think Mark Fletcher might be the most underrated running back in college football. Everybody talks about Kejuan Lacey, and I get it. Kejuan Lacey's awesome. But you go back and you watch that Miami-Ole Miss game, Mark Fletcher was the difference in that game. Ole Miss could not stop Mark Fletcher. And honestly, if they wouldn't have stopped giving it to him in the third quarter, Miami could have controlled that game a lot more than they did. Then you got Boston College. SMU, November 21st, sneaky game for them. But honestly, guys, the way I look at it, BYU, Miami, SMU, you got 3 tough games. And with their deal with college football now, since they're crybabies, if they are inside the top 12 at the end of the year, they're going to the playoff. So if you're sitting there and you're 10-2, 11-1 in the playoff, CJ Carr is going to have the hype because he's the Notre Dame quarterback. Notre Dame gets all the hype every single year. I get it. I set up here last year, and Jordan probably remembers this. It was actually an in-studio show I filled in for Hanny and Jimmy. It was a couple days after 4th of July. Early Heisman odds. It just came out. I wanted to give you a guy who had really good odds that I thought I had a chance. I set up here and I picked Julian Sayin from Ohio State. I said, The winner of that Texas game and Ohio State week 1 is going to be in the driver's seat. All eyeballs are going to be on that game, and I think Ohio State wins that game. Well, damn it, Ohio State won that game, and Julian Sayin almost pulled it off for me. He finished as a Heisman finalist. He's one of the top 3 guys. Well, guys, I'm going to do it again because Julian Sayin is plus 1,200, and I think that's where I'd throw my money right now. Year 2 at Ohio State, he's got all the weapons. I mean, you look at what he's got. We know Jeremiah Smith is one of the best receivers, if not the best in college football. We know how good he is. Brandon Ennis, solid receiver. You got Chris Henry Jr. coming in, who's everybody's excited about. And Kyle Parker, I think, is going to be awesome in this Ohio State offense. Like, for me as an LSU fan, the guy that hurt to lose in the portal the most, for me, it was Kyle Parker. I thought Kyle Parker was arguably your most consistent receiver a year ago. I thought he should have got a lot more run. I really wanted to see him back in a Lane Kiffin offense. Was a little surprised that either Kiffin didn't want to keep Parker or Parker didn't want to stick around. That surprised me a lot. I thought Parker could thrive in this offense. I think he's going to do good things for Ohio State. And this is a guy coming off of a season where he threw for 77% completion in year 1 as a starter, 3,600 yards, 32 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. And has most of his top weapons back. Year 2 in that offense. And once again, they got Texas on the road. But even if they lose that game, your other ranked opponents were 22 Iowa, Indiana, USC, Oregon. In a 3-week stretch, you have Indiana, at USC, home against Oregon. Everyone wants to talk about the Heisman moment. What's the big-time game this quarterback's won to put them in the Heisman discussion? A lot of big-time games right there, late October, early November, where you can have a Heisman moment. So even if you lose that game to Texas early in the season, as long as you have a good performance, I think you're still right there. A lot of big-time games down the stretch. Could you go beat Michigan final game of the year? I like the odds for Julian Sayin. For what it's worth, Sam Leavitt comes in at plus 2,000. Is the 4th best odds among SEC quarterbacks. Right behind CJ Carr, it's Arch Manning plus 750. Then you go to Trinidad Chambliss plus 1,300. Gunnar Stockton plus 1,900. Sam Leavitt nipping on his heels at plus 2,000. Just ahead of John Materi's plus 2,500. I'm not saying go out there and bet the house on Sam Leavitt winning the Heisman at plus 2,000, but find me a quarterback that has not had success in Lane Kiffin's offense. You got Jace Brown, Trey Green, Jackson Harris. We had Preston on earlier. We ran down 8 or 9 receivers that could play for this team. The running back room looks really good. If that offensive line can be healthy, Sam Leavitt's going to thrive in this Lane Kiffin offense because he's what Lane Kiffin needs. He's a guy that can take off and run when the play breaks down and can get the ball to these receivers. I think Sam Leavitt can do that. I think he's going to have a good year. So I like Sam Leavitt at plus 2,000. But going back to CJ Carr, the schedule is what it is. I mean, it's awful. I mean, I just mentioned BYU is your first ranked opponent. That's not till week 8 on Notre Dame's schedule. Then you play Miami. I think you lose that game. SMU. Second to last game of the year. Then you finish at Syracuse. Man, that's a tough one. So I get why they're the favorite, but there's a lot of guys lower down this list, like a Julian Sayin, like a Sam Leavitt, who I really like. Before we go to break, I'll throw out a crazy name for you that has crazy long odds. And I'm not saying that they're one of the top quarterbacks in the country. I just think they have a chance to win a lot of games at a big-time program. Penn State quarterback Rocco Becht is plus 6,000. I'm not picking Penn State to make a run in the college football playoff or win the national championship, but a few things working in Rocco Becht's favor. One, he's reunited with Matt Campbell. So yes, he's transferred schools, but not really. A lot of the Iowa State guys came over with Matt Campbell, Rocco Becht included. We talked about, Drew Aller might be talented, but he has no weapons to throw to at Penn State. Rocco Becht's got a little bit. Benjamin Brahmer, the tight end from Iowa State, who I think is pretty good, he's coming over from Penn State. And then schedule-wise, I actually think they're going to be in the thick of it. Somehow, someway, Penn State, their Big Ten schedule. As far as Big Ten goes, Wisconsin, at Northwestern, USC, at Michigan, Purdue, at Washington, Minnesota, Rutgers, Maryland. They somehow avoided no Ohio State, no Oregon, no Indiana. Arguably the 3 best teams in the Big Ten. They don't play any of them. And I think Matt Campbell's a good coach. Penn State's, you got USC, Michigan, Washington. If you run the table everywhere else, you go 1-2 in your 3 ranked games, you're sitting there at 10-2 with an opportunity. So if you're 10-2 and Rocco Beck throws for 4,000 yards, you mean to tell me he's not going to be somewhat in the mix? I'm not saying he's going to win. As a matter of fact, I don't think he's even going to be a finalist. But if you're feeling a little daring at plus 6,000, it's not terrible odds there. Again, my favorite, Julian Sayin, plus 1,200. I think he's going to have another really, really good year. I think Ohio State going to be in the thick of things. All the weapons are around him that he needs. I really like Julian Sayin. I liked him a year ago. Like, Julian Sayin might be my favorite quarterback in college football right now. I know people love Trinidad Chambliss. New head coach, new offensive coordinator. Love Kejuan Lacey. The weapons around Trinidad is what I'm a little concerned with. Dante Moore. Oregon lost both coordinators, including Will Stein, the really good offensive coordinator. What's that going to look like with him? He's got good receivers. I don't think he has great ones. Arch Manning, I think he's in a really good situation, provided they stay healthy. Cam Coleman, dealing with a little bit of an injury. Looks like they avoided catastrophic injuries with Trevor Gooseby, but that's a guy that could still miss time. He is their stud left tackle. So if injuries start to build up for Texas, that changes things a little bit, but I think he's in a good spot. I think Julian Sayin is in a great spot. Plus 1,200, not bad odds. All right, we're going to take a timeout. We'll do a little extended take it or leave it when we get back here on the Hunt Palmer Show.
Shout out to my friend David Duvall, One Bath and Closet.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Tub to shower conversion can be a really, really efficient and effective way to transform your bathroom. It's not time encompassing. It's not invasive into your home. David says a tub to shower conversion can be done oftentimes in 3 to 5 days. And if you have a tub that you don't use or it's not working properly, or you got one of those big 90s jacuzzi style tubs that takes up a ton of space and you never get in it, well, turn that space into a walk-in shower. It's transformative. Can add value to your home as well. You won't know unless you ask David Duvall. Have that free consultation. Just sit down with David, chat about what he can do for you. They do have financing available, 0% up to 18 months. So go to onebathandclosets.com and get that consultation. You'll be able to see the pictures of their great work. You'll see the satisfied clients who have left reviews. It's David Duvall and One Bath and Closets. Been at it for 35 years. Onebathandclosets.com.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
When a capital project moves from planning to execution, downtime isn't an option. Who do you trust to deliver? River Parish Contractors has more than 500 employees, dedicated safety, quality, and project management teams, and 9 full-time estimators backed by a 36,000 square foot automated pipe and structural steel fabrication facility. We can deliver multi-million-dollar industrial construction projects on time and safely, locally owned and headquartered in South Louisiana. We're River Parish Contractors, and we're built for bigger challenges.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. Now the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has the new Ram 1500 truck on our lot now with $22,000 off MSRP.
Plus the complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles.
If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Corks, Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp.
All right, welcome back in. Final segment here on a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Taylor Sharp sitting in for our guy, Hunt Palmer. A little last-minute vacation right before the football season. Can't fault our guy, Hunt. He will be back on Monday. And then after next week, guys, it's game week. Like, it's here. Like, week 0 is next Saturday. We are here. We are in the thick of it. Again, Saints, Rams, 3 o'clock tomorrow out in Inglewood as they are taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Look, we covered a lot on today's show. Pressing Guy of TigerBay.com joined us for his normal spot at 1:15. We covered players potentially coming back for their 5th year. We talked a lot of LSU, a lot of New Orleans Saints. But we're going to close the show out like we do every day with a little take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it.
Today's hottest stories in sports, news, and sometimes even Hunt's life. The question is, will he take them or leave them?
All right, so we're going to start it off with sports because we don't have many sports today. So Las Vegas Raiders head coach Clint Kubiak said he's not ready to name a starting quarterback for the regular season despite Kirk Cousins and having rookie Fernando Mendoza start Thursday. So he said, we got another week. I don't want anyone to be comfortable in their job. Kubiak said it should always be that way for all positions, so let's keep it going. So the Raiders QB position wide open. Take it or leave it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Really?
I don't like when rookie quarterbacks start off the jump. I think that they're better when they sit and learn, but at the same time, Kirk Cousins is not the established starting quarterback that he once was in the league. I mean,
very true.
He was coming off of a Achilles injury, then Atlanta gave him big money. Despite that, lost his job to Michael Penix Jr., which that's saying something there in itself. And now he's kind of bouncing around. He's with the Raiders this year, so I'm good with it. Cousins is not exactly an established starter again at this point in his career, but I like when the rookies aren't thrown in there in the fire. So, yeah, I'm good with it. I'll take it.
All right, so authorities say narcotics and a dozen of firearms were seized from Jules Navarra business, Navarra Pastries, during a search warrant earlier this month. Agents executing this warrant found what investigators described as a distribution hub for several narcotics, including cocaine, MDMA, Adderall, so donuts and cocaine. Take it or leave it.
I can't take this right. I want to.
Depends who's listening.
I'll leave it.
Just leave it alone.
So this is Navarre Pastries or Navarre Bakery out in Springfield. Widely considered probably the best king cakes in that area.
Okay.
As far as, I've never had them.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I was not aware.
But I've heard a lot about them. I never had their donuts before when we were taking the boat out near Springfield one time. Pretty good. Never had
about
their
the
king
donuts.
Cakes. Never had them. But a lot of people consider it like gourmet New Orleans style king cakes. Been around forever. When I saw this yesterday, so the owner, Jules Navarre Pastries, is apparently selling narcotics and firearms because, police called it a distribution hub.
Distribution hub out the bakery.
This is something that happens on Goodfellas.
Yes.
This is The Sopranos. This does not happen in Springfield, Louisiana. It's an incredible story. Maybe don't do that. I'm not going to advise it.
Sounds like business was booming.
Wonder if he'll be back for king cake season. I don't know. Might be slow over there.
Gotta get a good lawyer.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do stuff like that.
Yeah, but are we talking like some type of deals? You get the donuts and you get a little cocaine with the donuts, or like I'm trying to figure out what you get a gun.
Wink, wink, nod. I'm not telling you to
I
go
don't
do
know.
that.
Yeah, off air. How do we? I'm
asking for a friend. For a friend, I'm asking.
Yeah, for my guy.
How we can get this done. But just selling that out of your donut shop. That's
out of the
literally
donut
a
shop.
front for the mafia on Goodfellas.
Gotta clean
Except
his
they
money.
got like a deli.
Yeah. deli,
You got
or like
Tony Soprano selling gabagool up front, and then he's whacking people in the back. Yeah,
Garbage
the waste
truck
management
business. Yeah,
business.
waste management
Like,
business.
this is something from a TV show.
Yeah.
This doesn't happen in real life. This is a great story.
I just can't believe that. So, Dr. Squash has teamed up with Blue Ribbon for a limited edition bar of the beer of a limited edition of soap made from using actual PB&R lager. The Blue Ribbon Breeze, the collaboration brings Blue Ribbon into the shower with a light grit soap inspired by the beer brand and its Midwest roots. The beer is available through Dr. Squash for $8 as a one-time purchase or $6 for subscribers. So beer soap, take it or leave it.
So, don't hit it yet. Typically, I would leave it because I don't want to smell like beer. But Dr. Squatch is the same company that had the Sydney Sweeney ads. And for that, I'm always going to take it when it comes to Dr. Squatch.
I'll take it.
Absolutely. Incredible marketing team over there at Dr. Squatch.
Shout out Dr. Squatch.
They know what they're doing. Look, Sydney Sweeney, big star. I get it. You got to get the big stars in. I get it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, I'm getting that. But are you going to bathe and smell like some Blue Ribbon? That's the problem.
Yeah, like Pabst Blue Ribbon. Yeah. No, but I tell you what.
Okay.
It gets you out of a lot of situations. If you actually smell like beer, nobody's going to know it.
Yeah.
Like if you've been drinking, you're like, hey, it's my Squatch soap.
Yeah,
okay?
really.
I didn't come
it's
home
not me.
drunk.
I swear it's not me.
Look, sweetie, I wasn't at the bar with the boys. Okay, I just took a hot shower.
Nice shower.
No big deal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude, you know what? The more I think about it, hell yeah, taking that.
Okay, so last but not least, police in Georgia are asking for the public's help identifying a Walmart shopper who allegedly picked up $30 another customer dropped and kept the cash. And he's getting in trouble for that. So picking up $30 and not giving it back to Walmart, take it or leave it.
So wait.
Yeah, this is as simple as that, Taylor. He picked up $30 that somebody dropped in Walmart, and apparently, somebody reported that they dropped the $30 and lost it, and they got him on camera picking it up and walking out.
Okay. Have you seen this video? I have not. I am coming from a place of ignorance. Did they actually see the person drop the cash?
No, you just see him walking up, picking up the $30.
I'll leave it.
Okay.
I'm not condoning what they did, but let's be honest, man. You find $20 on the ground. You stand up, you look around.
Yeah.
You see if it's anybody's. Maybe hold it up. Nobody claims it.
Yes.
You go walk away with it. I'm not saying you should. The correct thing to do is go back into Walmart and say, hey, somebody dropped it. It's not like finding a credit card. You don't have the name. Yeah. You don't have any information.
Like $100, $500, $30.
Regardless of the amount, you should go back in, give it to Walmart and say, hey, somebody dropped this, but it's $30. You don't have a name on it. You don't know who did it. Like, I'm not saying do it, but like the fact that the police are asking for the public's help.
Yes.
Seems a little aggressive, but
very aggressive.
Don't take people's cash ever, but it's not like they reached into someone's purse and intentionally took it.
It's one of a pickpocket situation.
Jordan, there's layers to this thing, right? Like, it's not, you're not pickpocketing them. You didn't see them drop it. Like, if I saw Cassie drop $20 and I grabbed it and snagged it.
No, you're a slime ball.
That sucks.
Yeah.
If I find $20 on the ground and I don't know whose it is.
That's me.
A little bit different.
Hey, man, what happened to the age-old term, finders keepers, losers weepers? If I find $30 that are unclaimed on the ground, and I might look around, I might hit me one of these, like, I might raise it up a little bit. That's in my pocket, bro. That's $30 now. And then if I go on social media and see that, this is Albany, Georgia, by the way. So I see the Albany, Georgia police put out a report, a screenshot of me picking up $30 in a Walmart saying we're looking to find Jordan Kitchens because he picked up $30 in a Walmart and just left with it. I think our taxpayer dollars can go a lot different places we could be doing.
Not only that, but like, how do you feel about it if you see it, right? Because like, if I'm looking at it to me, I'm like, dude, it was an innocent mistake. Like, I better go turn this in right now. But then part of me is like, well, if I go turn myself in, then I'm going to get in trouble. How much trouble am I getting in over this? It's $30, but
$30.
Theft is theft. So like, once you see it on TV, do you go turn yourself in?
I'm going to just be honest. I'm going to be like, look, that $30, that
Jordan,
$30 gone.
I'm denying it to the electric
I'm about
chair.
to say, that ain't me. That's my cousin.
My thing is always deny it to the electric chair. Never admit that you did it. Absolutely not.
I don't care if they got me on video.
Don't do it in the first place. But once you did it, don't. Like, I don't like when they're like, come turn yourself in. You're not going to let them go just because they turn themselves in. No.
Especially for $30, man. Y'all got to come get me about that.
I don't. I'm torn. This is a good. I'm torn on this, man. Like, morally torn on it. Because, like, I get it.
We don't got time. We got a minute.
You're not supposed to do it, but at the same time, like, all those things everybody does, right? Like,
finders keepers, losers keepers.
All right, that's going to do it for a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Really good take it or leave it questions there. Definitely pro Dr. Squatch there. That's what I wanted you guys to get from this. Absolutely anything Dr. Squatch does marketing, I am all about it. But really good show today. I talked a lot of NFL, talked a lot of LSU football. Dove into the TRO a little bit with those fifth-year players. I know that was a bigger topic yesterday than today, but it's nuanced. We're gonna go through some changes. I wanted to reiterate a few things here on the radio as well. Thanks to Preston Guy of TigerBait.com for hopping on with us, guys. Hunt is back on Monday, but hey, I had a heck of a good time filling in. Thanks to Jordan. Thanks to Cassie. Tune in Monday. Hunt back in the host chair. He's recapping Saints. He's breaking down LSU football. We got week 0 action next weekend. Stay tuned. Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
GoTro's Outdoor Power. GoTro's Outdoor Power. It is grass growing season. That rain's falling. That weather is warming up, and that means you got to cut that grass. GoTro's can get you behind the wheel of a zero-turn mower for $100 a month. It's a family-owned and operated business. They've been at it 22 years. That's why you should do business with them, not just because it's family-owned and operated, although doing business with local folks is always something that we endorse, but because the customer service that you get from someone in your community that's able to see you face-to-face, have a relationship with you, that's important. And that's why they do business the way they do at GoTro's. When I say family-owned and operated, don't misconstrue that as a small business. They're the National Hustler Deal of the Year 2 of the last 3 years. They've got the largest hustler inventory in the state, largest parts inventory in the state. So if you need a zero-turn mower, you can get one from the big box stores. I wouldn't recommend it. You may never hear from them again. That will never be the case at GoTro's Outdoor Power. You can find them at 2 locations, Airline Highway in Baton Rouge and, of course, in Gonzales as well. It's GoTro's Outdoor Power. They're online at GoTro.